Hey boys and girls, it's yours truly, the Big Ragoo, back for some more college football action. Can you believe it? But before all that, I want you to go to odds.com, check out the page, anything sports related to gambling, getting action down. You got odds, you got articles, you can check the lines on baseball, football, hockey, basketball, UFC, bowling, tennis, whatever's up. Articles and odds and information on odds.com. Check that site out today. And also, I want you to like this channel right here. Hit the button, subscribe and like Odds HQ for YouTube content. Okay, now that we have the formalities out of the way, let's get down to some business here. Now, if I told you a year ago that I would be in front of the camera talking about UAB and Central Arkansas as my first game of the season, I'd tell you you're full of you-know-what. But you know what? 2020 has been that kind of a year. And when you get lemons, you got to make lemonade. And pour a little bit of vodka in that lemonade to make it go down a little easier. But let's talk about this game a little bit. So last week we got to see our first look. Actually, first game of the season was Austin Peay versus Central Arkansas, a team that I'm talking about today. They were playing in Central Ark, and they went ahead and got the season started. A little slow start for them. They got down, I think they were 4-point chalk. They got down early in the game, 10-6, and they come rallying back late in the game. Braylon Smith hooked up with Lou John Whittingham for a little fade route in the corner to ice the deal and cover the spread with seconds left on the clock. But a little slow start for them. And defensively speaking, they gave up a monster play. On the first play of the game, the guy scampered 75 yards for a touchdown on the very first play from scrimmage on defense for them. And then they kind of clamped it down, gave up about 2 yards a carry after that. But anyways, they closed the victory out. Second time in a row they've done this to Austin Peay. So they're riding high. They're excited. Mind you, on 4 days rest. 4 days rest. Now they got to go play the team up in Birmingham. Now the team in Birmingham is coached by Bill Clark. Bill Clark took the program over in 2014, and then the season went idle. So they never got to step on the field for his first year, and then stood dormant for 2 more years. And in 17, they reopened the program. So here's a guy that's waited 3 years to get on the football field. And his first year, they stumbled out of the gate a little bit. But the very next year, this team went on to win Conference USA in strong fashion. And they went back to the championship game last year, and they lost. They are the Western Division champions, but they lost in the championship game to FAU convincingly. But they are riding an 18-win home game streak. So that being said, and this team is ranked pretty high on defense. I think they're ranked 8th nationally and 3rd on third down stoppage. So team's pretty stout, averaging about 23 points a game. A lot of good weapons. 18, that's right, 18, count them, starters returning for this team. 18. I mean, it's a well-coached team, a lot of talent. They've got 2 guys on defense. What's the kid's name on defense? Javon Smith, he's the defensive end. And Christopher Mall, he's got 105 tackles with 9 sacks. And Javon Smith is going to be a Sunday-type player. So they're loaded up. Plus, they get defensive back Bronte Harris, who was out all last year. He's ready to go. So they're going to be solid on defense. This team lives on defense. Offensively speaking, they're pretty decent. Tyler Johnson, he's got like 17 touchdowns, around 2,500 yards passing, a few interceptions, a solid balanced running game behind him. He's got a couple 400 or 500 yard rushers, like 3 or 4 of them. Very well balanced team. I think the weakness for Central Arkansas is going to be number 1, that 4 days rest, and the fact that even though they did stop the run, they were still giving up yardage, and they have some pretty big playmakers. As a matter of fact, on offense, Myron Mitchell is a 1,000-yard receiver, and Austin Watkins is a 1,000-yard receiver. He's the only one in Conference USA with 1,000 yards. They're going to be back for this game tonight, and I think they're going to be able to stretch that field out. So I think that's going to be a key component for these guys, is probably more of a balanced attack, stretch the field out, And it could get ugly early for this team if they don't come out of the gate strong. I'm talking about Central Arkansas because I think the opposing team, the home team, is going to put points up. And I think they're going to make some stops and make some plays on defense and probably get a turnover or two. So with that being said, it's a pretty big number. The line opened up at 14.5 and now it's sitting at 19.5, which I don't like that at all. I don't like chasing the number up like that. And then the total's like 47.5 up to 49.5. But I think I would definitely lean. I would lean to the over in this game, and I definitely like a lot. I like UAB to get the job done, and they get the job done early because they're just going to wear this team out. Like I say, 4 days rest, 18 returning starters, both sides of the ball. You know, mega talented on both sides of the ball, and I look for this team to go deep in Conference USA play again this year. So. We're going to lay the 19.5 with UAB. They get the money. They get the job done. And guess what? We'll see you at the window.